Behind every siren is a story of power, command, and danger. Today, we pull back the curtain on Kenya's law enforcers, from the Inspector General calling the shots, to the constable on the street, to the shadowy elite units trained for war. How much power do they really hold? How much do they earn? And who are the secret squads you've never heard of? Welcome to the ultimate breakdown of Kenya's police force. Before we break down the ranks, you need to know the National Police Service isn't just one big group of officers. It's actually three powerful arms, each with its own style, mission, and swagger. First, the Kenya Police Service. These are your everyday uniformed officers, the ones directing traffic in town, patrolling neighborhoods, chasing thugs through alleyways, and keeping protests from turning into riots. Next, the Administration Police Service. Think of them as the more tactical paramilitary side of things. They guard government buildings, protect borders, escort VIPs, and step in when situations get too hot for regular police. And then, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, or DCI. These are the detectives. They work behind the scenes, investigating murders, fraud, cybercrime, terrorism, you name it. If it needs deep digging, they're on the case. So in short, Kenya Police keep the streets safe, Admin Police secure the nation, and DCI hunts down the truth. Now that you know the players, let's meet the bosses, rank by rank, and see how much they take home every month. At the very top, Inspector General of Police, salary, around 854,000 Kenyan shillings a month. He's the commander of the entire police service, making the big decisions that affect every officer and operation. Next, Deputy Inspector Generals, one for Kenya Police, one for Admin Police, around 745,000 Kenyan shillings a month. They're the second in command for their respective branches. After them, the guy you don't want investigating you. The DCI is the country's top detective, running homicide squads, cybercrime labs, and anti-terror units. Salary, about 519,000 Kenyan shillings a month. Then come the Senior Assistant Inspector Generals, around 274,000 Kenyan shillings a month. These are regional powerhouses managing vast zones or specialist commands. Right below them, the Assistant Inspector Generals, about 187,000 Kenyan shillings monthly. They're in charge of big departments like traffic, operations, or the GSU. Next up, the Commissioner of Police, 130,590 Kenyan shillings. They oversee multiple divisions, ensuring everything runs like clockwork. Then, your top field bosses, Senior Superintendent, 85,890 Kenyan shillings, Superintendent, 73,020 Kenyan shillings, and Assistant Superintendent, 70,530 Kenyan shillings. They plan operations, lead investigations, and handle crisis command. Dropping down to the ground leaders, Chief Inspector, 59,220 Kenyan shillings, and Inspector, 53,820 Kenyan shillings. They supervise patrol teams, coordinate shifts, and keep chaos under control. Your frontline managers, Senior Sergeant, 50,220 Kenyan shillings, and Sergeant, 45,540 Kenyan shillings. They handle squad discipline, train juniors, and run the day-to-day ground ops. Then the Corporal, 35,660 Kenyan shillings a month. First real taste of authority, leading small units on patrols or raids. And finally, the Police Constable, 25,645 Kenyan shillings a month. The backbone of the force. The ones you see at roadblocks, on beat patrols, and in the thick of action. But not every officer is built for the ordinary streets. Some wear heavier boots, carry deadlier weapons, and are trained to handle the missions too dangerous for regular police. These are Kenya's elite units, the ones who move in when things get really bad. First up, the General Service Unit, the Red Berets. Created back in 1948 during the colonial days, the GSU has grown into Kenya's most visible paramilitary force. They're trained in combat, crowd control, and anti-riot operations. When protests spiral out of control, or when national security is under threat. It's the GSU that roars in with armored trucks and tear gas. They've got multiple specialist companies inside, each trained for different terrains, from jungle warfare to urban operations. To the public, they're either heroes or feared enforcers, depending on which side of the baton you're standing. Inside the GSU lies an even sharper blade. The Recce Company, famously called the Recce Squad. These are the black-clad commandos trained in advanced counter-terror and hostage rescue. Their training is modeled after global elite forces, with stints in Israel, the US, and Britain. Recce Commandos were the men behind the bold Westgate Mall and Dusit D2 rescue missions. They don't just charge in, they plan, they breach, they neutralize. For Kenya, they are the last line of defense against terror. Then comes the ATPU, the Anti-Terrorism Police Unit. Unlike Recce, these aren't the trigger pullers, they're the strategists. Their job is intelligence, tracking extremist networks, intercepting communications, and running surveillance to prevent attacks before they happen. They work hand in hand with global partners like Interpol, FBI, and Scotland Yard. Think of them as the detectives in the shadows, pulling strings to keep terror off Kenya's streets. Deep in Kenya's rugged north and border regions, the Special Operations Group takes over. Born from the administration police, SOG officers are desert warriors. They're trained in survival, ambush tactics, and long pursuit missions. Their main battlefield? Cattle rustling, cross-border militia, and Al-Shabaab incursions along Kenya's Somali frontier. Unlike Nairobi-based units, SOG often fights in remote areas with little backup. If you hear about bandits being flushed out of Samburu, Turkana, or Boni Forest, chances are it was SOG on the ground. Now for the legends and the controversy. They were the hunters of Nairobi's underworld, the Flying Squad. Elite officers in plain clothes, rolling deep in unmarked cars, ready to take down the most dangerous criminals. Carjackers, bank robbers, gang lords, none were safe. But their story wasn't all glory. Behind the headlines came whispers, extrajudicial killings, disappearances, rogue operations. In 2019, the Flying Squad was disbanded, and in came the Special Service Unit, the SSU, and a new Nairobi-based unit called the Sting Squad Headquarters. But the story didn't end there. SSU itself was scrapped in 2022 after accusations of the same dark tactics. Today, a lesser-known team called the Operation Action Team is said to have taken over, quietly in the background, from heroes to villains, or maybe both. These units remain a controversial chapter in Kenya's war on crime. And finally, the youngest elite team, Kenya Police SWAT. Formed in 2018 after the Dusit terror attack, SWAT was designed to give Kenya a modern, rapid response force. They train in urban warfare, room clearing, and sniper operations. Their gear? Advanced assault rifles, breaching tools, night vision goggles, the works. SWAT's mandate is hostage rescues, counter-terror strikes, and high-risk VIP protection. They represent the future face of Kenyan policing, younger, faster, and equipped with modern tactics to match global standards. Of course, not every special unit makes the headlines, but some of the lesser-known formations still play crucial roles in keeping Kenya safe. Take the K9 unit, the highly trained police dogs that sniff out explosives, drugs, contraband, and even track down criminals hiding in the bush. They may not carry rifles, but trust me, no criminal wants to be on the wrong end of those jaws.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!
Then there's the Marine Police Unit, patrolling Kenya's lakes, rivers, and the Indian Ocean. From chasing smugglers to guarding our waters, these officers are the guardians of Kenya's blue economy. We also have the Railway Police, who protect Kenya's rail infrastructure, especially the standard gauge railway that links Mombasa to Nairobi and beyond. And in today's digital battlefield, meet the Cybercrime Unit under the DCI. These are the geeks in uniform, tracking hackers, online fraudsters, and digital scams. From social media impersonators to international cyber syndicates, they protect Kenyans in the virtual world. So while they may not be as flashy as Recce Squad or SWAT, these honorable mentions prove that Kenya's security net stretches across land, sea, air, and even cyberspace. And that's the inside scoop. From the top boss earning nearly £1 million a month to the silent warriors fighting crime in Kenya's streets, skies, waters, and even the internet. If you've made it this far, salute to you. This is Money and Fame TV, where we pull back the curtain on power, privilege, and the people who shape Kenya's story. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell us, which Kenyan police unit do you think deserves more respect? Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep chasing the money or the fame, whichever you prefer.